Hello, everyone, and welcome to Gamersledge Podcast, episode 314. I am, of course, one of your hosts, Mark, and joining me tonight is the man who loves everything Blade Runner and Ryan Gosling. It's Dave.
Hi.
Also joining us from the Great White North, it is Matt. Hi, Matt.
Howdy.
I see your stickers and posters and... Oh my! Christmas and stickers and Christmas, yeah, Christmas paper, stickers, and posters. Oh my!
There you go.
Yeah, and then also joining us is Keegan.
Hello.
Why is it not switching to Keegan? It doesn't like Keegan.
It is a stubborn thing.
There you go. There's Keegan. We have a lot to talk about. Sadly, I had this cool feature that's like not kicking in that's supposed to give us all the topics list on the left side of the screen. Hooray for technology. Nothing works the way it's supposed to. Let's start by going around the room, talking about what we've been playing and watching since last we got together. Let's start with you, Matt.
Okay. So I guess I'll start with the most recent thing, literally right before the podcast. It's kind of a funny situation, but so my wife had taken and my daughter went to take the car for an oil change. And while they were sitting in the waiting room, Red, R-E-D, the Bruce Willis movie came on.
Yes.
And they saw like 15 minutes of it and became immediately obsessed about this movie.
Which is a comic book.
Got over. So was that?
Which is a comic book.
It is a comic book, yes.
Yes.
We got on the old PlayStation Store because apparently it's not on any of the services, and rented that sucker and watched it. And I had actually never seen it before.
It's a fun one.
It is. The trailers totally misrepresent that movie. Because I looked at that, I went, nah, okay, whatever. And I figured I'd see it somewhere along the way. It just never happened. So yeah, we watched it. It's actually pretty entertaining. And everybody actually, well, Mitchell didn't get to see it. He's at work. But everybody enjoyed it. So yeah, it was actually, that's a solid older movie. If you get a chance to check it out, you should, because it is primarily a comedy, which I did not get, from the trailers initially. And you know, me, I have a weird history with comedies, but as an action comedy, it works really well. So yeah, that was enjoyable. Since last we talked, saw Spider-Man: Far From Home,
which we'll discuss spoiler free in a bit.
Yeah, nothing detailed about it, but that is an excellent movie. I go back and forth whether I like that one or Homecoming better, comparing the two. They both do different things well. I mean, they do the same things well, and then they tip in different places for different things. So they're on par with each other, I'd say. There are detractors out there, and you know that I get it. Somebody's going to not like something no matter what it is, but it is a very solid movie. It's a fitting epilogue to Phase 3 and what is this called? The Infinity Saga, or whatever they called Phase 1 through 3 as its overarching title. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I mean, it potentially sets some things up, but overall it's just it's a good, fun movie. And yeah, it's definitely kind of what needed to happen after the last two Avengers movies. And why are you dragging a mouse all over my face? Because it's really
sorry. I'm trying to fix the feature that's not there, and sadly, that is also all over your face. It's
Fair
actually
enough.
not. It's not on your face. It's on a different window that that the viewers can't see. That happens to be the same coordinates as your face.
I see. All right. So carry on. You can continue playing with my face.
Hey, it's there now. I got it to work.
Oh, phrasing.
That was intentional.
Yeah.
Finished up Good Omens on Amazon. That was a amusing series. I enjoyed it. Anytime you have David Tennant playing a snarky demon, I can't think of a person better suited to playing a snarky demon than David Tennant. Yeah, that was enjoyable. It wasn't great, I didn't think, but it was well produced. It was well done, and it was enjoyable. Finished Jessica Jones season 3. That one is, again, like most of the later seasons of the Netflix Marvel shows, probably could have been 8 episodes instead of 13. They really stuck to that 13 episode format for some reason. And I don't think it helped in a lot of the cases. That said, I thought they did a good job. I like the street levelness of it, the where they went with the characters. I'm assuming the ending got reshot after they realized the show was not going to continue because it felt off. So the very, very, very ending, like many of that gets into kind of semi-spoilerish territory, but anyway. The very last shot, basically, is what I'm referring to of the last episode. Whoa, the world is moving. But overall, I thought it was really good. I've enjoyed all 3 seasons of Jessica Jones. I thought all 3 of them were very well done. I know season 2 has a lot of detractors, but I thought all 3 were really solid. I thought Kristen Wiig, if you've ever heard an interview with her, Jessica Jones is like the antithesis of her. So for her to be able to pull off that part as convincingly as she does is pretty impressive.
She's not an alcoholic sex addict.
I don't know about that part, but she's definitely does not put on the dour, depressed, realist face that of Jessica when you hear interviews with her. She kind of comes off ditzy. So definitely acting involved there. We're halfway through season 3 of Stranger Things. It's a mixed bag, but overall I'm enjoying it.
So this is an appropriate time to bring up an interaction I saw on Twitter today that is not in the newsfeed, but nonetheless incredibly funny to me. They have a picture of the chick that plays 11, and she's like protecting her friends or whatever.
Right.
And in it, she looks like she's got kind of like a top knot going. I don't know if that's really what's happening or her ponytail's just blown around or whatever. But she looks like a young Jason Mewes. And somebody posted to Silent Bob, to Kevin Smith, these teaser shots for the Jay and Silent Bob remake look really young. And so he was like, holy cow, she does look like Jason Mewes. So
she does. We were talking about this as we're watching this. She has and I don't mean this to be denigrating or anything, but she looks like a boy. She has a very boyish face.
Well, she does on the show.
Has a very feminine face. So
she does on the show, because when she's off the show, she looks very much like a girly girl.
Right, but when for whatever they do for the show, she has a very, very, very boyish looking face, and then Muse is kind of feminine, so the overlap there is appropriate. But I don't, that show's always kind of been one of the things where until it's to the end, I can't really say. There's a lot riding on how all the things play out, but it's got a bunch of cheese in there, a bunch of 80s cheesy stuff in there, and that's all good. We're kind of to the times that I remember a little better now because I was a little bit older. So the exact lineup of things is a little more relevant, I guess, for me.
I always forget you're like 12 years younger than me.
I'm 2 years younger than you, dude.
Then how is it you're like, we're to stuff I remember now? I remember
Well,
stuff
it's not
from the
that I
like
don't.
late
I said
70s.
better. I don't remember stuff from when I was 5 that well, but this is when I was 10, so I remember it a little better.
Okay.
I mean, I remember when Ghostbusters came out, but not that well.
Okay.
I also wasn't allowed to go see Ghostbusters, so I didn't see it till several years later. So,
Childhood trauma.
yeah. Actually, didn't go to very many movies as a kid, so.
And how does that make you feel?
Well, my mom thinks that's why I collect comic books like a fiend now. So, whatever.
It's not true. I used to go to like R-rated movies when I was a kid.
Yeah, my parents let me watch anything. I watched Porky's when I was like 9. So, yeah, comic books came regardless of any of that.
I had it figured out that my dad was letting me watch George Carlin specials when I was 8 years old.
Alrighty then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently you have the uncoolest dad ever, Keegan.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Pretty much.
I think you're pretty cool, Dad.
Aw, thanks.
Wow. He's going to slip him that 20. Be like, go get yourself something nice.
He's still got 4 years of college to get through, so he's got to play nice for a while here still.
He's still an indentured servant phase. You have to work that debt off, kid.
On the one hand, I'm sitting here thinking, boy, it'd be nice to have somebody to mirror back whatever I wanted them to say at any point in time. And then I remembered what you just said. You've got 4 years of college to pay for. So I'm good.
Yeah, there's that part too.
They also mirror back the wrong things, like when they're 4 and you go, you cut that out right now. And he goes, you cut it out right now. And I'm like, all right, I'll argue with that logic.
I'm big on you. All right. Let's see. Game-wise, I tried out the Horizon Chase Turbo from the Plus games. It's a decent, fun little, what would you call it? Arcade-style racer game. Mm-hmm. It's not great. It's not terrible. It reminds me a lot of Pole Position.
Pole Position.
So, yeah, I got to that point where, now you actually have to be good at the game to progress. Okay, I'm going to take a break now.
Yeah, I'm out.
Up to that point, it was basically just press the go button and you went. Like, okay, oh, darn, now they want me to have skill. Dang it. I feel like there was another game, but I'm blanking on what it was.
I apologize, but I am watching the most entertaining thing. We don't get flies here. It's never warm enough for it, really, but it's never, cold enough that it's like winter. But somehow I must have let a fly in when I came in, and my dog has never seen one. And so he is trying to chase and catch the fly, and he's half terrified of it and half jumping over things to get at it. And this is pretty damn amusing. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
That's okay. There's a third thing for this list, and I can't remember what it is. Anyway, the other thing is I finished Sora's story sequence in Chain of Memories. The Chain of Memories from the collection, which is a port of the PS2 version of Chain of Memories. And now I'm on to the Riku version, which is much different and arguably the easy mode of that game. Would you think, Egan, that's true?
Yeah, it's a lot easier, but it relies more on your ability to use the decks that they hand you to rather than your ability to craft a usable deck.
Yeah, which we all know. The funny thing is I went almost to the very end of that game with just kind of randomly slopping cards together in a deck for the Sora. And then you get to the end of the game and it's basically boss rush time. And yeah, it's just like okay, this deck works for these two bosses. Oh, nope, doesn't work for that one. Okay, rebuild the deck all over again. Okay, that worked for these two bosses. No, it doesn't work for the next one. So it's funny, I got almost to the end of the game without really doing much with the deck building portion of the game. And then for the last, 2 hours of the game, you're rebuilding your deck every other battle.
That sounds about right.
So yeah, that was interesting. Yeah, but when you're doing Riku, you're just assigned a deck and you have to just fight with it. You don't have any options available to you. So that's different. But it's also the levels are way shorter than they were for the Soros, which is the primary story of it.
Hi, Jack Jones.
What?
Sorry,
Oh,
I was just responding to chat.
it's not about you.
You've done something fantastic for me, and I want to thank you.
What did I did?
You have been diligently pursuing completing all of these Kingdom Heart games in this collection and giving me detailed updates about it, and now I will never have to touch it because I don't want to after hearing all this.
Honestly, I think the deck building aspect of that game, because it's all how much point cards the values are worth and what cards can you use to create combos and the special attacks, which are called slights. And it seems very much like a game that you would enjoy because of the obsessive level you can go to with that element.
Is it like Tetramaster, or what is the card battling system like?
The card battling system is, instead of just mashing X to attack, you have to mash X to do a card. So it all depends on the points, so it grows over time. But you start out with just Keyblade cards, right? And each time you press square to use your card, you do a Keyblade swing. Three basic Keyblade cards get you a Hua 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 attack. Mm-hmm. Now, once you start learning combos, well, that's a combo. Once you start learning slights, the points on the cards mean things then. So one slight might be 3 kingdom keys that equal between 10 and 15 points. And if you load those up and then execute them as a single action, then you do a special attack, the traditional Kingdom Hearts special attacks that you have. And then as you go, you get more and more of these, and it gets more and more complicated. But each time you do one of those slights, the first of the 3 cards to execute the slight leaves your deck.
Okay.
So the next time you go through, you cycle your deck, you don't have that 3-card combo anymore. So then it becomes about, okay, here's the first run of my deck. Here's the second run of my deck. So now I have to plan for every 3rd card being missing and build another round of combos after that. You can go for a 3rd disintegration or 3rd, whatever you want to call it, because again, if you do slights through the majority of your second round, you're going to lose that first card again.
Got it.
So then eventually you get items that bring all of the discarded cards back into your deck.
Right.
But there's always the chance that your enemy, who is also using cards, can counter your card. So if you put down your card and they counter it, now you can't bring all your cards back into your deck. And now you're sitting here with your 3rd level decomposition, and you might not have enough attack cards to do anything, or you might not have enough healing cards to heal, or you might not have enough whatever. It becomes less of an issue the later you get in the game, because you can make your deck size bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. But you also need more cards because the enemies are harder and the bosses are exponentially harder. Well, harder or more of a bullet sponge, I don't know which. I mean, each time you get a boss, it's got another life bar. What does the final boss in that have, Keegan? Like 8 life bars?
I don't remember, but throughout the last few bosses, they just keep on adding a little bit more and more on.
Yeah, so
it ends up with a lot of life bars.
Yeah, it ends up that the final boss really isn't the hardest boss. He's just the most bullet spongy, right? You just got to wear on him the longest and be able to cycle your deck enough times to get through him. Actually, for the pro tip for the last boss, don't use slights. Just use regular attacks. It works way better.
Yep.
So it technically, I think, is probably the most technical of the Kingdom Hearts games, and I think from that perspective, you would enjoy it. But it is still very much a Kingdom Hearts game. The story is still the Kingdom Hearts story. The pacing of the dialogue and all that stuff is still the Kingdom Hearts dialogue pacing. So if any of those things annoy you to the nth degree, that's still all there. You can skip them, though. They are skippable. That is a thing they added. All of the cutscenes are skippable, which is good when you're fighting those bosses and you have to fight them for the 47th time. But yeah, so when we finish up the Riku, and then I think it's a video next, and then Kingdom Hearts 2 will be the next one after that. I think that's pretty much it. So what's up?
That's it for you?
I think so, yeah. I don't think I'm forgetting anything significant. Am I, Keegan?
Not that I can remember.
Yeah, we started Evangelion, but we said that last time.
Did you see the new Jumanji trailer?
I have not seen the new Jumanji trailer.
Oh my. All right. Did you see the new Jumanji trailer, Dave?
Why would I?
Because the first Jumanji was actually surprisingly good.
Well, the second Jumanji.
Well, the first rock Jumanji.
Right. It was actually pretty decent.
Okay.
Let me see if I can... Oh, snap. I stopped the rabbit cat. Now I think I can't bring up the thing again. Does anybody have control of the...
Does anybody have control of this thing?
No. Oh, there it is. Let me see if I can pull up the old Tubes of You. I have to click it like 97,000 times for it to work. Because hooray for Rabbit not being up to par. We'll just keep watching Dave drink while I try and bring up YouTube.
It only makes the pain go away.
YouTube or...
No, the drinking just makes you tolerable.
Oh, okay. So...
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna work.
Yeah, this sucks though, because it's like if I can't do YouTube...
Can we please stop with the flickering right now?
You're gonna trigger. Yeah, that was interesting thing that they have the epilepsy warning at the top of every episode of Stranger Things.
I'm gonna say there's a reason for that.
There is a reason for that. Yeah.
There's a lot of blinking in that show.
There's a lot of blinking lights.
I was hoping we might be able to do that in the Mulan trailer. Did anybody see the Mulan trailer besides me?
I did.
And how do you feel about that?
Well, I have to say this. At least it's a completely different movie, so I'm actually interested in seeing it, unlike all of the other ones.
Yeah. I'm excited about that. I'm excited about the Jay and Silent Bob reboot. We're getting the trailer for that at Comic-Con. Jack Jones was talking about that in the chat, that he's excited for all the trailers to come out. I'm excited to see everything that gets launched there as well. But Mulan came out first, and then Jumanji, and actually it looks really good.
If Ming-Na Wen does not have a cameo somewhere in Mulan, though, I probably might boycott the movie.
Fair enough.
For those who don't know, she was the voice of Mulan in the animated version.
I did not. I did know that. We
went over all the things you didn't know about Ming-Na Wen the other day.
Yeah, we did. So yeah, Keegan, how about you? Is there anything that your dad missed that you've been up to?
I've been playing Kingdom Hearts 3.
Mm-hmm.
Really good. I'm really enjoying it. I've been playing Jump Force with my brother. Mm-hmm. That's fun to play.
Oh, they're very excited about Bakugo coming out soon.
Nice.
Especially Mitchell.
Where do I need to go?
What?
Nothing. Bad joke.
Okay. I've been watching an anime called Code Geass.
Mm-hmm.
So that I've really been liking that. It's a very gray anime in that there isn't a clear good and bad side, and I tend to enjoy those because it causes me to think which side would I be on or support.
So you need to watch every Gundam series ever.
Yeah,
probably at some
pretty much.
point.
Oh, what was that series we were watching? There was an anime series we were watching, or you guys were watching, and I was watching over your shoulders.
Was that you talking about that mecha one where they were sent to the future?
Well, yeah, but that was a while ago. This was just a
Okay.
couple of days ago.
Just a couple of days ago. I know Mitchell was watching One Piece yesterday.
No, not One Piece. That's stupid.
Wow.
Shots fired.
Yeah, no doubt, right?
Well, you guys were watching Fairy Tail, so I've been watching like the last season and a half of Fairy Tail with absolutely no context whatsoever.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like you should be picking up the last 30 episodes of a 270 episode.
Probably not, but oddly enough, you figure it out and they recap enough that it doesn't really matter.
I fill him in on stuff that he needs to be filled on.
I do ask a lot of questions. That's fair. There was, okay, just keep going. There was another one. I'm blanking. What's
Fairy
that?
Gone? No, you weren't there when we were watching that. Do you have any memory of what was going on?
Nope. Otherwise, I'd be helping out. Anyway, carry on with whatever else you were going to talk about. I'll figure
Japanese language.
Yeah.
That's sort of a given for anime.
Emotes. They were very emotive. Sometimes there were little tears. Sometimes there was steam coming out of their ears.
So, I've been watching Stranger Things with my dad, but the funny thing is I only watched like most of season 1, and now I'm watching season 3, so
It's definitely better if you have the attachment, to the characters.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's experiencing the Steve and Dustin for the first time. So
Yeah, see, you need to go back to the beginning.
I know I do. I just haven't found the time to.
That's bad, because this is the one time in your life you have nothing but.
Oh.
It gets way worse.
Well, thanks for the warning.
Yep.
Unless you're Mark.
he lives in a 10 times 10 time vortex. He experiences every minute 10 times. So he has 10 times as much time as the rest of us.
Just
Okay.
remember that Bill Murray said it correctly.
Don't have kids.
Maybe God doesn't exist. It's just somebody who's lived the same day over and over again. Anything else you've been watching or playing?
For games I've played a little bit of Final Fantasy 12 here and there, but I'm kind of slowly working on that. I played a round of Rocket League, a round or two of Rocket League.
Oh, Rock Band.
Actually, I didn't play any of that this week.
Okay, well I played Rock Band.
Wow, nice. Well, good.
No, I think that's all I've been up to.
All right. Dave, how about you?
Hi.
Hi.
Yeah. So I've actually been playing a lot lately. I mean, for me, at least. So that's been kind of cool. Bloodstained came out, which is the spiritual successor in every way possible to Symphony of the Night, Castlevania Symphony of the Night, made by the original team. The Kickstarter was a major smash success. So it released on all platforms the other week. So I've been playing through that on the Switch. I do also have it for the PS4 because that was the initial Kickstarter that I started on. And then through the course of that, the Switch came out, while they were making the game, and they had a version of it ready to go right away. So that was kind of cool. The game is fantastic. If you like Castlevania Symphony of the Night, and you should, there's no reason not to. It has basically all the good stuff from that and more. It has a whole crafting sub-game in it for weapons and food. So you actually like do some sort of like cooking mechanic in the game in a way. You just like collect a bunch of items and you can make up food. The food actually, instead of just giving you, you know, just boosting your health back, there's also the first time you craft something, you craft a food item, it gives you a one-time, an initial stat boost. So it's kind of neat. Like, it's like, okay, this will, raise your intelligence 1 and give you 10 extra hit points, the first time you eat it. And it's permanent. So there's, reason to go in and, make all the food items so you have them once so you, like, max out your stats in the game. So that's kind of cool. A variety of weapons. You can craft weapons. So that, you're, wind up chasing down, creatures and farming them for items and stuff. Whole 9 yards. Great boss fights. It's just, everything's in there. Is it like super, super, super polished? No, there's some rough edges. But as far as like the gameplay and everything like that, it's fine. And they're still working on it. They're still patching it. So, and, it's just getting better, making sure everything's good. Highly recommend if you like that subgenre of games, the Metroidvanias, because that's kind of all I've been playing lately is that genre, which is because I finished Time Spinner, which is a classic style, Metroidvania game. I was also playing Dead Cells, which is a roguelike Metroidvania game, which you would think I wouldn't like roguelikes, but apparently if you, throw it in a wrapper of a Metroidvania, I will play the hell out of it. I downloaded.
Do you get frustrated at dying? That's the real question.
Something? No. Usually not. There was like one round where I was having a particularly good round, and I just kind of like messed up all of a sudden, and I had like one lapse of concentration, and it completely boned me, and it ruined a good run. So, like, I was annoyed that time, but every other time, it's just like, okay, cool, because the way it works, like, I'm trying to think. There was another game I played before, that was like that. There was a couple roguelikes I've had. Actually, I think I might like roguelikes. I don't know, because I've played a bunch of them before. And I like the whole, like, you get a little further, and you build up, items, and you unlock things, which are then available to you as you build them up.
You know how I know you suck?
And that's how Dead Cells works. So you, like, unlock powers, unlock, buffs and everything like that, and new weapons and everything. So you can start off a little bit stronger, get a little bit further, and then, boom, you reset. You start from the beginning. You go through again, with what you learned. And it also has a slight bit of randomization to it. Mm-hmm. Like each time you start, the level layout's slightly different. So there's all kinds of, like, things they play around with there. But yeah, Dead Cells is great. It's an older game, but that's nothing wrong with playing that. Mario Maker 2 came out as well. Mm-hmm. I haven't really played a lot of it yet because I'm kind of like heavy into Bloodstained right now. But I'm looking forward to that. I jumped in, played around a little bit. It's, classic Mario stuff. The cool thing about it is you don't have to build stuff. So you can play the game without being a builder. There actually is a little story mode in the game, but it's also the community is making so much great stuff, and it's also like easy to find like the cream of the crop, stuff that comes out that you can just go on and play other people's creations if you don't want to actually create anything.
Right.
And there's plenty of awesome content out there. So that's pretty cool. That Zelda Cadence of Hyrule also dropped.
Yep.
I played a little bit of that. I didn't think I was a little worried about picking that one up, but I was just like, let me just try something new. It wasn't all that much money, just check it out, support the home team. And but it's actually really fun. Like once I
somebody told you that. Who?
Yeah, I know.
That's right.
I know, but that's what put me off on it. First, I was just like,
because I liked it. Is that what you're saying?
You have to admit, there's not a ton of crossover.
You know what I'm probably the biggest indie advocate besides you on the group, and I like indie games, and I play a lot of indie games. And Crypt of the Necrodancer was a fantastic indie game.
Mhm. So, so yeah, that one's a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to playing more of that. I mean, my God, we got stack stuff coming out because I know you're queuing up, and chomping at the bit for. I mean, I'm guessing we're just going to talk about that later, so I'll just let that drop right now.
Yep.
But there is no shortage of great games out there right now. And TV's been pretty good, too, because Legion's back on the air.
Oh, I haven't started that yet.
Which is just my favorite television show of all time. I caught up on this week's last night. And, they introduced a big thing, in it that everybody was kind of waiting for. And oh, man, they did stuff. It was so good. It was so good. That show is so good.
I agree with you.
I'm going to be sad when it ends, but at the same time, they're doing it right.
And to be honest, they're going out on a high note when the show is still good.
Right. They had a story to tell. I mean, that's the thing. They had a story to tell. They wanted 3 seasons to do it. They got 3 seasons to do it. What more can you ask for? I'm totally good with that. They don't need to drag anything on artificially. Tell your story, get out. And that's what they're doing, and I'm very happy with it so far.
Good.
Spider-Man, caught that in the movies. Fantastic. Loved everything they did with that. The characters, still great. Yeah, I love the story. Love what they were doing. I love the stuff at the end. Probably some of the best post-credit stuff, I think, in any Marvel movie, actually. I was really, really giddy when I left the movie theater with the post-credit stuff.
Have you read any of the stuff about the first stinger or about the first credit scene, about what they did to keep it the way they did?
No, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay. Well, I can't say it.
Yeah,
so
we'll talk later.
We'll talk later, yeah.
So there's that. I'm a couple episodes behind Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. But that's actually been a lot of fun this season. I like how they're doing some stuff to squeeze in, people have to, it's fun. I don't want to ruin anything.
Yeah, please don't, because I'm still on episode 1.
Yeah. Archer. Does anybody still watch Archer?
No, I didn't know it was still on.
Yeah. So, have you followed Archer the past couple seasons?
No, I have not.
Okay, so you don't know about the Coma Dream seasons?
No.
Okay, so they've been doing this really funny thing with the show, because apparently Archer went into a coma a couple seasons ago. So the past couple seasons have been completely different genres, but featuring all the same people. So instead of the super spy organization, it became like a 1920s noir kind of detective show.
Okay, I could get on board with that.
But still with all the same people, just playing different.
Is Colbert still on there?
Wait, who did he play?
He played the guy with the eye patch.
The
boss.
He's not on there. No, he's not on there right now.
Okay.
I forgot that was Colbert.
Yeah.
So they did a detective noir season, and then they did an action adventure kind of like Indiana Jones ish kind of season, which I was kind of half on, but it was they're doing different things. Mm-hmm. Well, this season is in space, so it's kind of like an Aliens kind of vibe to it, and it's hilarious.
Nice.
It's really awesome. I'm loving the show. So that's worth checking out. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. So there's that. There's Young Justice started back up. The second part of that. So between that and Swamp Thing, I'm trying to catch up on that. But it's hard to get attached to Swamp Thing knowing it's not going to go anywhere.
Which is sad because it's so good.
It's really good. I don't understand. I mean, apparently it was just infighting. They got the show canceled, but maybe they can get past that if it does well.
Well, I mean, you sure can't tell by watching the show.
No, but I'm thinking it was like afterward or something. I mean, they clearly had the first season in the can.
Yeah.
And, maybe that's what happened. Like either stuff happened at the end of, wrapping up the season or something. I don't know.
No.
I didn't really look into it, but it's a shame because it's really solid. It's really good. And then the Young Justice stuff started back up again, which, that's just awesome. We'll just call that it for a moment.
Okay. Let's see.
Before you start, I remembered what the third thing was. I finished Breath of the Wild. And by finished, I mean I met my own personal criteria for completing the game, not that I did everything in the game.
Okay.
But you can't do everything in the game.
Well, you can if you want to spend a few thousand hours.
Also, another thing we forgot to mention was we were watching Big Hero 6, the animated series.
Yes. Season 2 of that.
There's a whole series?
I did not know that.
Yeah, they made it an animated series. Season 1, little dicey.
Meh.
They kind of figured it out at the end, and season 2 is kind of built more on where they ended, so it's been better. It's not great, but it's entertaining.
Yeah.
And there's no DuckTales on right now, so.
Sad face.
All right, so mine is mostly anime. So what had happened was for 200, Alex. My wife is gone, so anything that we would normally watch together, I cannot watch, which means everything, because all the CW stuff is up, and I can't watch any of it. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., we got through episode 1, then she left, so I can't watch any of that. So I've been watching Bungo Stray Dogs, which is pretty good. I'm kind of like, I don't know, I'm like 30 episodes in now, or somewhere in that neighborhood. And it's kind of falling in... Go ahead.
So speaking of having time, 30 episodes in, and you just started?
No, I started like 2.5 weeks ago, I think.
Yeah, he mentioned this one on the last podcast. So
I did. It's 2 or 3 weeks, yeah. The issue I have with it right now is that every character is getting abducted, and they spend 1 to 2 episodes getting that person back. So I feel like I'm in filler hell right now. Yeah, so I'm waiting for that to finish. I went to go finish My Hero Academia because Matt has been telling me, oh, there's new episodes for a while. And it turned out there were like 4 episodes from when I finished it to what was available. So I watched those 4 episodes, and it was good. But then I'm back to caught up again, apparently.
I didn't say there were a lot of episodes. I just said there were.
I watched the entire whatever they had available of Rise of the Shield Hero, which I think was 24 episodes, I think.
That's the entire series. I've seen that. That's good.
Well, it's good, but they haven't announced a season 2, and I didn't like where they left season 1, so I'm not. But it was good. It was very good. Of course, One Punch Man, One Punch, is now done with season 2 apparently, which I wasn't ready for that to be done, but apparently it's done. I've been watching a show on NBC called Songland, which is kind of amazing, and I highly recommend that people check it out. It is basically where they take 3 unproven songwriters and put them in a room with 3 producers and a talent. So you've got like John Legend on the first episode, or who is the girl that sang All About That Bass? Megan Trainor. Or you get the Hobbs and Shaw people who are looking for a song for their film score. And so you get 4 people who pitch a song that they wrote to these folks, and then they make the decision on which of the top 3 they are going to work with out of the 4. And then those people actually go and rework the song with the producers, and then they re-perform the song for them. And if they're chosen, then they get cut. They get their track gets cut on that album that the person is putting out, unless you're Will.i.am and the Black Eyed Peas, in which case you just take everybody. But that's all right. It's actually really, really interesting, and it's an interesting look into the song creation and modification process. And the interesting thing that I used to wonder for years was how do performers who can't read sheet music actually learn the songs? And this is kind of a look into that. So it's kind of interesting. All Elite Fighter Fest was on 2 weeks ago. This weekend is Fight for the Fallen. So that's a good pay-per-view coming up for wrestling. If you're into strong style in Japan, the G1 started last weekend. It was here in Dallas, or here in the United States in Dallas, and it was very, very good. And that's 90 matches over 19 pay-per-views over 5 weeks. So night 2 and 3 will be this weekend on Saturday and Sunday. Or actually, I think it's Friday and Saturday. If Friday and Saturday their time, it'll be Saturday and Sunday that you'll be able to view it here. Unless you stay up till 3:30 in the morning Pacific time to start watching. Which, Dave, that's probably just an hour or two earlier than you get up anyways, so. Yeah. I also saw a couple movies. I saw Yesterday, which is the film about...
how was that?
It's really good. It's not... there's a lot of unanswered questions by the end of it, but they're not the kind that detracts from the movie, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. The music's good. The story overall is pretty good. What's up, Banner? Yes, I can't wait for Fight for the Fallen either. The music's good. The story is pretty decent. It's got a nice twist in the middle of it. Beyond, if you're not familiar with what Yesterday is, it's a story about a worldwide event that happens, and in the middle of it, a guy gets hit by a bus. And when he wakes up, he's a busking musician. He's basically a nobody who can't get discovered or anything. And when he wakes up, he's the only person in the world that remembers the Beatles. And what the movie does not do a good job of is it actually looks at the ramifications of culture of not having the Beatles. So things that we take for granted now are not there. And so that's kind of an interesting twist on it as well, because Beatles has had so much influence on pop culture and society. So that was very interesting. The ending is... for me, was a little flat, but it was a fun date movie, would be the best way that I would say it. It's a fun movie. If you like the music, I definitely recommend going and checking it out if you like the Beatles catalog. And it's interesting. I think the other question that is really smart that they posed in the movie isn't just what would you do if you remembered all this great music and you're the only person, would you publish it as your own works, which is what the main crux of the story is about. The other part is, how much would you be able to remember? Which is not something that you really think about until, what's that line? Is it this or is it that? And that's actually pretty amusing stuff as well. And then, of course, I watched Spider-Man Far From Home. Really, 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 really horrible movie. JK.
Nice save.
Well, it is Spider-Man, so it wouldn't be beyond the realm of the possibility for you to say that. So
No. It was really, really good. It was really fun. The fight sequences were, from an effects standpoint, ridiculous.
In the good way.
Yes, in a good way. Did you guys watch the pitch meeting for that one?
No, because I don't like that.
See, my wife's the same way as you. She doesn't like the entire premise behind Riff Tracks because she's like, no, I like movies and I don't like it when they make fun of them. And I'm like, but it's not detracting from the actual thing.
Yeah, that guy clearly likes the concept.
Yeah.
See, to me, there's how it should have ended And that's very tongue-in-cheek, and it's very obvious about it, and it's playful. The pitch meetings aren't. They're smarmy. And
yeah, but he's still playful.
Smarmy. It's borderline. It's like, oh, I'm going to pretend I'm being smarmy, but I really hate all this crap. That's how it comes off.
It's not really a problem. It's barely an inconvenience.
Yeah. I mean, every time.
Just saying. He comes off very smarmy, which rubs me the wrong way.
Yeah, but smarmy is tight.
Between the two of you, I have no idea what either of you said, but it's perfectly fine because I don't really care.
No, the thing is, like that. See, it's funny. I get the opposite from it. Like I can tell that the guy actually does love these movies, and he is just like poking fun, like how it should have ended.
Even if he is, there are people out there that will use the arguments in there as like legitimate arguments against the movie.
Well,
it's it's how it should have ended, and it's just obvious and blatant that it's just riffing on it, and it's fine.
But I mean, the problems he brings up are valid points most of the time, and I don't. I mean, even this had some glaring issues. That's fine. It doesn't mean that I don't like the movie. I just I don't think it's the one that bugs me the most is CinemaSins. That guy seems to just hate movies.
Yeah, pretty much. They can be entertaining, but it's usually in an ironic way.
Yeah, but he's so dry in his delivery that
And he's definitely nitpicking.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I would have thought he'd be your hero for that.
No, I actually like to enjoy movies.
Oh, and then the last thing that has to do with things I watched. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get the camera to pick this up, but we'll try. So I learned today it's totally invisible. Come on now. Come on now. Oh, wow. That's so not going to work. That's so
just hold it in front of your face. That always works.
Hold on. Let me do this the other way. Let me do this. Let me do that. Okay. See,
that is a Mr. T.
That is a Mr. T. Oh, I gotta set down. There we go. See, and then there's the Ghostbusters animated. I know it's not in focus, but and then you get Skeletor. So the point is that you can actually turn any GIF into animated GIF into a live photo, and then you can set live photos to be a watch face, which apparently no one was aware of until like super recently. So I've got He-Man, I've got Mr. T, I've got Voltron, I've got Transformers, I've got Thundercats, and I've got Dungeons and Dragons, all as and Mask, all as different animations. Oh, and G.I. Joe, I forgot that too. Yeah.
I mean, I'm terrified that the project's still actually on, but is that Mask movie still happening?
I've heard it is, but I haven't heard that they've started filming. So I'm guessing no. Because it's not just that. It's not just Mask. It's like all of the properties owned by that company. Yeah. And I've not heard a peep out of any of it. So I don't really think so.
I'm just like, it's like the project that was like, man, if done right, that could be so much fun.
Oh, dude, Mask would be amazing if they did it right. But
yeah. I just don't see them doing it right.
No.
I see them like Transformers up until Bumblebee, which I still haven't watched yet.
Yeah, I mean, no, it's not. Sorry. It's what I've been playing. Onigiri. So,
Rice balls.
So you were saying that this is like a great time and there's all these games out. I'm a multiplayer gamer and there's like nothing out right now. This is the summer doldrums. There's not been new co-op games. So Ken and I actually started...
Everybody still plays Team Fortress 2, okay? So don't even go there.
No, nobody plays Team Fortress 2 on a PlayStation 4.
Nobody plays multiplayer games on a PlayStation 4.
Yes, I do. Ken does.
That's all for
Yeah.
PC games.
No. That's your credo, not everybody else's. So, anyways, we picked up this game called Onigiri. It's a free-to-play game on the PS4. It has been out for 4 years on the PS4. It is basically the graphics of a PS2 game, and it has lag, even though it's been out for 4 years.
You were selling this one hard.
Yeah. Well, the funny part was it's, despite all of its rough edges and stuff, it's not bad, except for the fact that it is a Japanese gacha game. And I'm not saying gacha as in I got you. I'm saying gacha, G-A-C-H-A, as in random capsule type of game. So you had to spend money if you want to get good stuff. And we were both like, no, let's not do that. So we started going through the back catalog of stuff that we had tried to play before but couldn't. Portal Knights was one of them, which is basically a 3D Terraria. And we've been playing that quite a bit, and it's been a lot of fun. Except when Ken goes really far without me because I haven't been able to be on for the last couple days. Because I don't have infinite time, Dave.
Lies.
Yeah. I've also played a little bit of Path of Exile, and that's about it. But we'll talk about the big thing coming out this next week that I'm excited about here in a second. Is there anything else we want to say about Spider-Man Far From Home before we move on to our second discussion topic listed up there on the left side of the screen, which is, of course, Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3?
It's good, and you should go see it if you haven't.
Fair enough. So let me try and get this video up and running. You guys won't be able to see it because I can't get Rabbit going, but I can get the old broadcaster. We'll just cover Matt up nice and neat right like that.
Squish.
So yeah, Marvel Alliance Ultimate Alliance 3 coming out exclusively for the Switch. 34 characters. You will be able to do couch co-op as well as online play. All the Marvel cinematic big hitters that you would think of. Not too many off the beaten path, but we do get Wolverine. We get a smattering of a few X-Men, Storm, etc. We get, 3 Spider-Man characters? Or 3 Spidey characters?
Yeah, Spider-Man, Miles, and Spider-Gwen, I think, if I remember correctly.
Yep. And then you get the old Iron Man as you're seeing on the screen here. Most of the core Avengers. And Deadpool. So we know that there are there's a what's the crystals? What are the crystals? It's
ISO 8?
ISO 8 crystals. We know that there are ISO 8 crystals that you can find that will drop off of bosses, and you can use them to expand not only your powers but also your team's powers. So that's going to be an interesting way to build out your characters and your teams. I guess now Matt, you keep saying you're not going to buy it, but it has Spider-Man times 2 and Spider-Gwen. You're not going to pick this up.
Probably not.
Why?
I probably
will. Keegan goes in for the save. What?
Well,
That's what he was just holding out for. He's like, nah, you just can't do it. Meanwhile, watches his kid Twitch because he wants to play it, and he's like, I'll buy it myself.
Yeah, that's messed up. That's super messed up.
because I will be bringing our Switch to college, so I'll have the means to play it.
Wow, that's like doubly messed up. It's not just I'll buy the game, but I'm also taking the console.
You didn't tell him, have you? That the Switch stays home.
Yeah, you didn't tell him yet, Matt?
So you can concentrate on school without distraction.
Yeah, I tried that argument. It didn't work.
I have Mom backing me.
Yeah.
All right, then. So, yeah, who amongst this panel, what are your favorite characters you'd want to play? Matt, since you're not getting it, I mean, I guess you don't get a vote, but
Nope.
I'm fine.
Matt doesn't get to talk now.
we all know it'd be Spider-Man anyway, so. Dave, seriously though.
Well, how the three play differently. What they do, do they capitalize on, the differences with Miles with the cloaking and the venom sting?
I think they would have to.
I would think so, but
I'm assuming they don't.
You think they're just palette swaps?
Yes, they're just total palette swaps.
You're totally being facetious. Warner Brothers is not making this game. It's not Mortal Kombat.
Nice.
But then there's, Spider-Woman, which is technically her actual superhero name, not Spider-Gwen. But although that might
nobody knows her as anything other than Spider-Gwen.
Well, because of the title of the book is Spider-Gwen. Yeah, she doesn't really have a unique power, so it'll be interesting to see how they differentiate her.
Well, I mean, you break Peter's neck every time you go to use your special.
Wah, wah.
I'd break that down for any viewers that are unfamiliar, but it's okay. Just look it up.
It'll make you sad.
Peter was the Spider-Gwen's universe lizard, and she was fighting him, and she accidentally killed him. Well, he actually kills himself, but she gets blamed for it.
Yeah. The last character announced was Ms. Marvel. So that's
Embiggening powers could definitely be game breaking.
Yeah, you would think. But then again, you're also playing as the Hulk, which could also be game breaking. And then you have Daredevil,
which is really just Spider-Man with horns.
Which
with no powers.
Yeah, with no powers. I'm wondering if they're going to be Halls.
Oh, that's right, Venom. They're the villains, and we don't know what villains we get to play yet either, do we?
Oh God!
Well,
Juggernaut.
These are all playable characters.
Oh, so Venom is playable.
Venom is playable. Yep, and you get Drax. Drax should be fun.
God,
Walking Thesaurus.
I have such decisions to make.
Yeah. So Dave, seriously, who are you looking to play?
I love Nightcrawler showing up.
Yep.
He's not in a bunch of stuff, and he's definitely a favorite. So there's that. I usually always love playing the Hulk when I get a chance if they do the smashy. I like the idea of Rocket and Groot. That could be fun.
Mm-hmm.
That they're like a team. I'm assuming if they're one character basically.
Yeah, basically.
So
ranged and melee.
Yeah. So that should probably be a lot of fun.
Oh, there's a character you don't see in anything ever.
Crystal, yeah. Fire and ice.
By any chance is Colossus in the mix? I didn't see anything with him yet.
I don't believe so for the initial. We know we're getting more X-Men characters in the DLC packs.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I don't think he is in the initial. Not that I remember seeing. Oh, and then there's Ghosty.
That could be fun.
No, there's a character you don't see often in the mix.
Yeah, you don't ever
Who is that?
ever see.
Elsa
I don't know
Blackstone.
who that is. I literally don't know who that is.
It's a demon hunter.
Wait,
Yep.
what's he? What was that character?
Wasp.
Wasp.
Oh, okay. I didn't see the. Wait, is it good Hawkeye or is it bad Hawkeye?
It's okay,
Looks
Hawkeye.
like current comic costume Hawkeye mostly.
So enemies, it looks like most of the Black Order.
Yeah, they are the
I think
villain.
that's all they're showing there.
That's the subtitle though, right? Isn't it the Black Order?
Yeah, it is. It is. Well, there's MODOK, Red Skull. We had Claw in one of them. Looks like Electro.
It's Electro.
Wigga, wigga, wigga. Boogie, boogie, boogie.
But
So,
yeah, that's going to be a fun one to get.
So I guess my overarching question is, it has been known for years and years that Dave does not play online multiplayer games. Are we going to play online multiplayer games together, Dave?
I have a feeling we might play this one.
All right. Because I have to actually figure out how to hook the Switch up to my capture card to get this to work. So
You also have to figure out how to actually share friend codes and game codes and whatever other insanity they make you do to actually be able to play the game together.
well, so the funny part is that I got my year's worth of online service for free through Twitch Prime. So I'm good on that side. I just have no idea how to use it. So that should
To be fair, the only thing I've used it for is to play NES games.
I thought that was the point.
Yeah, it is the point for the most part. Okay, so anything else we want to say about Marvel Ultimate Alliance other than we're all pretty excited for it?
I'm going to be really... Imagine if this game sucks. How disappointed we're going to be.
So I don't think it will, but what I really do question is whether or not this is truly going to remain a Switch exclusive.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. I think it will
Probably
come
not.
to PS4 at some point, which will be great because then I'll just play it all over again, and it'll have good graphics.
What studio is making this? Because Raven made the originals, right?
Was it Raven?
I'm pretty sure it's Raven. Raven did X-Men Legacies through all Ultimate Alliance 1. I don't know that they did Ultimate Alliance 2.
Ultimate Alliance 2 was Activision. Vicarious Visions.
Vicarious Visions, okay, yeah. But I'm pretty sure...
Oh, no, that was the PlayStation Portable. Hold on. Oh, no, it was Vicarious... no, you're right. It was both. It was Raven and Vicarious Visions.
Okay. And I'm pretty sure Legacy and Legacy 2 and Ultimate Alliance 1 were just Raven, I think.
And then 3 is being done by... Oh, it's Team Ninja.
That's right, yep, Team Ninja.
Oh,
Wait,
which,
what?
never mind, we will never see this on anything other than Nintendo.
Right.
Yep. Crap. I was really hoping it would come to PS4.
Wait, why'd you say that?
Because Team Ninja was bought by
Nintendo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah, Team Ninja is a first-party studio for Nintendo.
Wait, what?
I'm almost positive.
When did that happen?
They're still owned by Koei Tecmo. We're thinking of Ninja Theory, which was bought by
you're right. You're right.
Okay.
You're right.
I was just trying to say, what are you talking about?
Oh,
Yeah,
good. So then
too many Ninja developers.
there's still a chance then that it could come because
Although I am still upset with them about Metroid Other M because that game was not good.
Yeah.
No,
Such high hopes for that.
no, I don't care about Metroid Other M. I care about this, so I'm good. This could still come. It could still happen. Don't break my dreams. All right, so that is, of course, our second topic for today. That's going to bring us then to This Week in Gaming News.
Pretty slow week.
Well, we have a couple weeks, luckily. Twitter.com/Gamersledge is where you can catch all of the news as we post it. Sadly, it's been a slow couple weeks, even. When was the last time we did a show?
2 weeks ago. So today minus 14, which would have been like June 27th-ish, 26th.
Okay. That long ago.
Would have been June 26th.
Yep. I see it. Yeah, that's where we'll start. All right, I have to capture it since we can't bring up the old Screen in Rabbit. Tweeter. Bam. Let's make that a little bigger so people can read it.
Biggity, bam.
Big. It goes right next to your head.
Woohoo!
All right. So, well, the last time we were together, we said that the PS Plus games were going to be soccer and a racing game. And then suddenly Sony was like, oh, people are mad about this in America. Don't know why. And so they switched out. And instead we got, what was the game? I forgot this.
Detroit.
Oh, yeah.
Detroit
Ultimate Edition that comes with Heavy Rain.
And,
Jason! Jason!
Soundtrack and a theme, and that might be it.
Yeah. Which I just bought Detroit Become Human not more than like 7 days prior for $10. I'm like, oh, I hate you guys.
The funny thing was I was going to do that because you guys picked it up and said it was on a good sale.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, yeah. I was like, I always meant to pick up that game. I'm not going to beat that price anytime soon. And then I was just like lazy and forgot. So like, yay.
Procrastination Turtle wins the freaking race. I'm just going to stop buying games on PlayStation Network. I don't know if that's the effect that they're going for, but that's the effect that's being driven home to me.
I think we're well outside the expected earnings window, so I don't think that really matters to them.
Probably not. So one of the things that happened this last weekend was Harry Potter's Wizard Unite had its first... Oh, that's the other thing I was playing. I'm still playing it a little bit.
Oh, actually, I did play something else, and I've already deleted it. Lego Tower on the phone. I actually played a phone game.
Yeah, I told you about that because I figured you'd be sucked into it.
Oh, yeah, I remember hearing about it before. And I was actually... Before you said something, I was actually quietly waiting for its release. And it came out, and I was all excited for it. And then I remembered, because I got sucked into Tiny Death Star a long time ago.
Right.
And I was like playing it, and I got to like 18 levels, and I was just like, yeah, I'm done. And I just deleted it.
Yeah, so the Harry Potter game had its event this weekend. It was their first big event. They have these things called restricted tomes, and you can only get them by doing whatever it wants from you over the course of the weekend. And it also had unicorns to trap and special things to catch. And the problem was that even if you spent potions to help you catch things, they would still run away, and it was not balanced well. And the potions generally end up costing you a lot of time to make. So about halfway through the long weekend for the 4th of July, I just gave up. And that's not a good sign, because if I gave up, then probably a lot of other people gave up too.
Yeah, that's pretty serious, actually.
I thought the bad thing was if you drank the unicorn's blood, it made you immortal but stole your soul.
Well, I don't care about that part, as long as I'm immortal. I don't want to cover that one. It's really not that big a deal. They diverged the PC and PS4 code bases for PUBG to give PUBG on PS4 more console-like quality of life updates. It doesn't change the playing of the game so much, but things like if you pick up an attachment, it will auto-attach to your weapon. You know, it's not like, it's actually like super useful stuff if you play the game, but it's not like it's like, oh, this makes it so that we're so much better than PC or something like that. That's not that at all. It's just small quality of life stuff. So that's it. EA Access is launching for the PlayStation 4 this month, July 24th. The service will go online. I had originally said during this, I still don't know who wants to pay an additional $60 a year on top of the PSN, but if you're into playing early, I guess you can. I was wrong. I was very wrong. It's only like $24 a year, I believe. I'm not sure if this one has it, but I was just looking at it the other day. You could pay like $4.99 a month, which is $60 a year. But I think it was like $24.99 if you did a year instead. So it was a pretty hefty discount. And I'll have to verify that. But yeah, if that's the case, if it's $24 a month and it gets you a library of EA games and discounts on EA games and you like EA games, then I think that probably does make sense. So yeah, that's coming the 24th. Are any of you planning on picking it up? Banner says he's passing on EA Origins.
Yeah, I don't think so. I mean, I've got way more games than I can get through as it is. I don't need an extra library of stuff, and I'm not going to buy games through that for stuff. So I don't see a reason for me personally. It doesn't fit right now.
So Keegan, are you going to bail your dad out of this one?
You're on mute or something, dude.
No.
All right, fair enough. And I'm not even going to ask Dave because we all know he's not going to get it.
It's not on the Switch, so he doesn't.
It's
care.
not. Yeah, it's not on the Switch. Divinity Fallen Heroes is still taking shape, looking to be a tactical RPG set in the Divinity universe, which I'm all for. Remedy reacquires its rights to Alan Wake, and it looks like they're going to push the Alan Wake games out to the PS4, so I'm pretty excited about that.
I think everybody thought that Blair Witch game was an Alan Wake game up until the Blair Witch logo came up.
I totally did. I totally thought it was an Alan Wake game until that logo came up. And then I was like, what? Talk about rebooting dead and gone franchises. Man, that's some serious hardcore rebooting right there. Yeah, we already talked about that. The Gremlins have an animated prequel movie called Secrets of the Mogwai.
It's a series, actually, isn't it?
Yeah, it's an animated series. Did I say movie? I meant series. Sorry,
Amazing.
Thank you. And it is moving forward for Warner Media streaming.
Are they getting Howie Mandel to do the voice?
I don't think it says anything of the sort. Let's find out together. Survey says the basic gist is it's set in 1920 Shanghai, and it will tell how Mr. Wing actually acquired Gizmo, met and acquired Gizmo. So maybe.
Dave is using his phone for something.
Yeah, it doesn't look like they say anything about the actors in this article.
It reads very much like it reminds me of the Rubik's Cube animated series that was on ABC circa 1984, if anyone besides me remembers that.
Dude, you almost just got me to point and laugh at the camera at you. For making that reference. That's amazing.
I don't know, but when I read that is the first thing that popped into my mind. I'm like, that is not a good image to be evoking right now.
1984, I would have been 10 years old. I remember pointing and laughing at the TV saying, that's stupid, that's not going to fly.
Really?
Yeah.
More or less stupid pole position cartoon.
I think
Marvel.
Sony CEO says that its marketing will focus for the PS5 on hardcore gamers. I still personally think this is out of context or lost in translation. I think what he was going to say is we're going to focus less on indie games and more on AAA games, but the way that it was brought across is we're not going to focus on indie games is basically what it came across as.
Why not both?
Yeah, I think they are doing both. Is my point.
I think I remember seeing a thing on this that the translation that everybody ran with on that one was questionable at best.
Yeah. Cyberpunk 2077 has announced it's going to have 3 different origin stories for your character and which one you pick will dramatically affect not only your dialogue choices, but also skills, etc. And the 3 that they have are a corpo, which sounds like somebody who used to work for the corporations, a street kid, or a wanderer. This is the type of anxiety that drives me not to play games.
I need to play 3 playthroughs of this 200-hour RPG.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, yeah. I am going to lose sleep over this, for sure.
Just pick one and go. It's not going to be that different. The game's going to end up that much the same place
Are
anyway.
you insane? To boot, I know what I want to play and how I want to play it, and I don't know how that affects this, and I'm worried about it. I'm trying to do a pacifist playthrough as a hacker. Well, I mean, I don't care if somebody dies from a machine. I'm just saying I'm trying not to... my goal is to put 0 into actual shooting skills. Like, my entire goal is going to be to hack the games. I'll hack other people to kill people. That's fine.
So then you want the corporate background.
Do I? Do
Yeah.
I? Or do I have a better hacking proficiency if I've been a wanderer or a street kid who's been on the street and knows people who can hook me up with better decks? This is like, no. You can't just pick
I'm
one
sure
and go.
more of that, what each type is going to be proficient at, will be let up as the game comes.
I don't think they're going to do it. I think they're going to make me do this way. And I don't like it. I'm seriously like stressed out about it.
Well, then what you do is you wait 3 months to get the game, and then you read all the
Wait
things that
3 months?
else-
No, we can't go a friggin' day and a half without something being spoiled on the internet. I can't do that. This is unacceptable.
Just stay off the internet for 3 months. Then no biggie, right?
I have to work on the internet. That does not work. That does not work.
Somehow I don't think IGN and Game Informer are work related. Although the spoilers would come from Kotaku and comicbook.com.
Yeah. Ubisoft backtracks on their Division 2 raid matchmaking, saying they couldn't figure out a way to do it. Well, they figured out a way to do it. It's called Matchmake Randos Who Have a Flag Up. They haven't said when it's going to be implemented. Banner says, I'm going in John Wick style. I'm not even sure what that means, to be honest, in the context of Cyberpunk 2017.
Talking in your ear, so...
Yeah. So yeah, they said, okay, we're going to do raid matchmaking, so they're figuring it out. Twitch's brand new subscriber-only streams just launched. In fact, it's been inundating me with, you can do subscriber-only streams now. The interesting thing is that subscriber-only streams actually tends to seem to violate the terms of service for most of the games you would stream. Because then you are directly profiting off of and banning access for other people to a game's coverage. So this is something that I think is going to take a little time and maybe a couple lawsuits to be straightened out. But some devs have said we're totally fine with it, but others have not chimed in yet.
Is there a way to make those streams public later? That seems to be like the ultimate workaround, right? Is as long as at some point you make the stream public, then it's fine.
I think the way I remember this being broken down is that you had a certain amount of preview time that was free, but if you did not subscribe, then you would not be able to watch the thing in its entirety, which is the part that was the red flags about breaking the service. But
then again, this has got to have been figured out with Patreon stuff previously, right? Because there's Patreon-only content for everything that has a Patreon. So
yes, but Patreon is not the largest streaming service in the world for gaming content.
Yeah.
So that's, yeah. WWE wrestler Asuka revealed a massive video game collection that she has. Like, my respect level for her went up like 27x. And let me see if I can pull up some of the pictures that she had here. lots of Famicom and Super Famicom games, but then she went pretty hardcore into like, yeah, here we go. She's got like at least 90 games there, and that's a part of her collection. Then she pulls out the Nintendo 64 with the DD with F-Zero X in it, which is pretty impressive. And then she's got all she's got the Virtual Boy, Game Gear, and all of the instruction manuals, which is also and of course back here you see the Sega Mega Drive.
Does she have all the Wonder Swans too?
I don't think I saw the Wonder Swans, but she's got stuff like the original Batman movie, Batman, couple versions of it even, and some really. I mean, this is a pretty. You got to say that's a pretty massive collection. Look at all these Genesis PC Engine games. All Sega games. It's a pretty hardcore collection. So, I mean, Matt, you're the only one I know that's actually held on to all their games. Out of all the people in my circles.
And I got nothing compared to that.
Yeah, that's why I thought it was pretty noteworthy how much she actually had. That was pretty cool.
I have to wonder how many of them she's actually played.
Most of them, from what they she said in the interview. She was pretty hardcore into it before she got into wrestling, and then she keeps playing even after wrestling. So that's kind of. GameStop had an interview just this week where they pretty much said, "Oh, digital sales? No, we'll be fine." As the market transitions to digital sales, we'll provide experiences for add-on content and stuff. We'll be fine. And I'm sitting there going, this doesn't seem good. What's up, Bacon Guy? What's up, friend? And then last but not least, of course, the Nintendo Switch Lite coming September 20th was announced. Dave, you have to buy it, right?
Do I?
It's blue.
It's blue.
The rules clearly state it's blue.
I do understand the usual rules, but I have concerns.
You have a bathroom. It needs a dedicated Switch.
I understand the appeal to that. However,
it needs a dedicated Switch.
See, there's issues. I'm fairly certain they're going to mess up the whole account thing. So you're not going to be able to have whatchamacallit, like multiple like accounts.
Like
so
cross save and cross play.
Yeah, so I'm fairly certain that anything you have on like your main Switch is not going to be playable on the other Switch.
But the front of the console looks like this. And this is how it looks on the back. All very important information you need to have, not this complicated information you need to know about what happens if you already have a Switch.
They covered the most important thing. They replaced that god-awful D-pad.
And it's blue.
Well,
it's blue.
And that thing's fine. I have I exclusively use that, and
that is an abysmal abomination.
It's just fine.
And you can put it in your backpack and then bike with it.
In the bright sun at the skate park, because you didn't go to the skate park to skate. You went there to play Smash Brothers.
And you could do that with the normal Switch anyway.
So here's my real legitimate concern. I don't trust the D-pad. I don't trust the thumbsticks on it. Has anybody had an issue with their? I mean, because you guys probably don't play your Switches at all enough.
I have not touched it since Breath of the Wild.
Yeah. So
played a lot in handheld mode.
yeah, so when you're abusive to the Joy-Cons like I am, they can get some dirt in there, and it kind of actually gets into the contacts, and it's a minor flaw in the system that they won't admit to. But and it's tricky to clean that out. Here's the thing. What if the controller goes? You know what I really like about the Switch? If the controller goes on it, you can just slap on another controller. I really like that feature.
But here's what it looks like at the front. And here's
Yeah.
what it looks like on the back.
See, I hear what you're saying there. And they did have a
But
wealth
you
of
can use it in space, Dave.
Yeah, I
You can
mean,
use it on the International Space Station. That's more important than these trivial questions you've got about multiple users and
I know.
parts.
I'm a little worried for the first time in my life. I'm actually happy with a game console. Like, I'm just truly content.
So disappointed.
Why?
I don't know. I didn't realize that the back of the game cases actually had an indication whether or not it was in handheld mode supported game or not. I didn't realize there was such a thing as a not handheld mode supported game.
Well, there's like certain features that like you can and can't do in handheld versus not in handheld.
In terms
They
of
removed
features, it differs.
Rumble.
It differs
that's
slightly.
Like Pokemon Let's Go plays a little bit differently in both. Because when it's on TV mode, you have to do like motion controls. And if you're playing with the Pokeball, it's like a whole different thing than playing with the controllers. And then when you're in handheld mode, you have you can do
Wave the whole tablet around.
No, you don't wave the whole you can tilt it a little bit to give you like fine tuning of your aim when you're throwing stuff. So it's like a hybrid approach. I mean, there's all kinds of there's nuance. But I don't know. I mean, it really depends. I mean,
They did say it will sync with external Joy-Cons. So if you break the Joy-Cons that are physically, unmovable from the system, you can just use other ones.
Oh yeah, that really makes it convenient. So yeah, I don't know. I just have concerns. I think I might just
Buy
wait for
3 of them and then see how it works.
Yeah.
Right. One of each color. Banana
1
yellow,
to 3 blue ones.
red, and green.
3 blue ones and 1
We have to
Pokemon.
do blue. I mean, who are we kidding? We know we're probably going to just get one for prosperity's sake.
Right. I mean, Alex needs one anyways. So
Yeah, I keep thinking that. I'm just like, I watched this kid destroy a clamshell Game Boy SP.
Ouch.
Mm-hmm.
how did he take a hammer to it?
It literally lasted. It lasted not even a day.
Ow.
That's amazing.
That's
No.
impressive.
No, you know something? The SP was not as party as people think it was.
You know what? Banner is shaming us for peer pressuring Dave. Listen, Banner. You
must
have
be
no
new here.
idea. Yeah, you must be new here. That's how this ecosystem works.
This is the nicest they've ever been.
That's how true went for the PS4. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
This is how it works. We'll break it down. We'll go a little inside baseball on him here. Mark's just doing this because he wants somebody on the team to actually review it.
Not wrong.
I'm the only likely candidate
You're the
who
weak link.
I'm weak when it comes to portables. I mean, I have multiple Wonder Swans, for God's sakes, people.
And I mean, there. To be fair, there is a special edition Pokemon Sword Shield Switch Lite.
I'm not
coming
gonna
in
lie.
November.
I'm not gonna lie. That one looks pretty sweet.
It's not blue, though.
It's
one
not.
spot it is, kinda.
I think that's just the screen.
It's kind of like the platinum that they did during the GBA era, but
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
It's funny,
yeah, it is blue on one side. I mean, the
Yeah.
the controller thing is
Yeah.
blue.
yeah, it's got the red and blue opposite side.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd probably go with the blue. I mean, who are we kidding? But the I don't know. don't know.
I mean,
Let's see.
since you can
When's it
sync
coming out?
external Joy-Con, I mean, that's really all you need.
Yeah, exactly. When's it coming out?
It is coming out.
September
That's YouTube.
20th for the
Yes, September
regular.
20th.
And then day and date with the Pokemon game for the Pokemon edition.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that one's in November. Did I miss any other fantastical news that you guys are aware of?
Octo's coming out to Jump Force really soon. That's pretty important. At least I've heard it about 1,000 times, so it must be important.
I don't think it's important, no.
I don't know how Jump Force is doing as a game. I mean, I know it gets a lot of play in this household, but I don't know overall how it's actually doing.
I read that it's okay. It's not burning up the charts. And plus, we're like a couple months removed from its launch period, so I think it's fine. I think it was solid. I don't think it was like the greatest thing that they ever put together or anything like that.
Oh, did you guys see that they're doing a One Punch Man game? Does someone want to explain to me how this works?
Yeah, and
You can't play Saitama.
yes, you
They showed him
can.
as a playable
Yes,
character, though.
you can. Yeah. Caravan Story is free to play on the 16th as a PS4 beta. Banner wanted to remind everybody because we will be testing that out. I'm trying. There was a Final Fantasy VII Remake Xbox release date that came out on Microsoft's website. Turns out that was a mistake by Microsoft. It is still exclusive to Sony's PlayStation. So, yeah. I'm trying. Amazon announced it's developing a Lord of the Rings MMO.
That seems like something that's destined to fail.
Yeah.
I thought they just shut down their game studio, which I didn't even know they had.
Yeah, I thought so too, but apparently not. I'm just skimming the gaming news to make sure there wasn't something that I completely missed that was... Don't forget Prime Day is coming up if you're shopping for a new console or games. Oh yeah, Amazon is actually running a pre-order for Cyberpunk 2077 for $47.
Damn.
And you get it day and date on launch day. So if you're a Prime member, I would go check that out. That's pretty good.
There was a new image posted for Picard showing him standing in a vineyard with a dog. So everybody's very excited to see what role the dog plays in all of this.
Wow. Sindel released for Mortal Kombat 11.
Is Picard still just going to be on that service that nobody subscribes to?
Actually, that service is doing quite well.
If you say so.
I have it.
Oh, that's the definition of doing quite well?
Well, no,
It's Mark-
like
it's Mark
multiple
Bonnet.
multiple people in my family have it. So I mean, I think that's probably good. But no, they I think CBS said in one of their earnings reports that they're pleased with the amount of revenue that's coming in from it, and Discovery is one of the main reasons people tune in, and they think that Picard will be as well.
There's other reasons to subscribe?
If you really, really love NCIS.
So I don't.
If my parents had good internet, they would probably subscribe to it because they watch at least 3 episodes of NCIS a day.
My mom gets it for NCIS.
That's hilarious.
But I actually get it for Bull because I really like Bull. Have you seen that show, Dave?
Yes. I
And
can't.
do you like that show, Dave?
No, I can't.
Okay.
There's too many things that happen.
Oh, I'm not saying it's not a TV show. But do
Oh,
you
no,
know,
no, I
do you
get
know who
it.
that's based on? Do you know who Jason Bull is? It's a real person.
The teacher from summer school?
No. It's Dr. Phil. This is his story, actually. It's based, obviously, loosely around his life, but he actually started the field of trial science.
Right.
before Oprah found him. I'm not
I
joking.
don't like giving that guy any sort of credit.
All right, so
Oh, I totally missed this. Remember our UFS days, Mark?
yes,
Guess what license they announced in the last week?
Mortal Kombat.
No, they've already had that. Yu Yu Hakusho.
Nice track, Yugi.
That's
Wrong property. My bad.
property. Keegan's now obliged to obliged to buy it because Yusuke is his main in Jump Force.
One of my mains, but yes. And I have watched some of the anime.
Spirit gun.
So wait, are you gonna make him buy your packs as well too?
Sure.
I'm sensing a pattern here.
Ray gun, isn't it? Ray gun. It's Spirit gun in the subtitles, but it's Ray gun in the voiceover. That's one of the weird things about that whole.
All right,
Translation.
So that brings us to the part of the show where we like to thank our patrons and Twitch subscribers for their support. So thank you very much, Justin, Regina, Naomi, John, June, Eric, Lexi, Patrick, Dave, Kevin, John, Nashok, William, Peter, John, Vekarad, Colleen, Tracy, Michael, Dave, Nick, and Arturo. Thank you for your support. And if you'd like to support us as well and see that nice long list of names, you can do so. You'll see that at the end of the show, but you can support us by clicking the subscribe button on Twitch. And remember, if you are a Twitch Prime member, it costs you nothing to subscribe. You can actually get that through Amazon Prime. Just link your Amazon Prime account, and it will say you have a free sub, and you can use it on our channel, and we get all the proceeds, and it costs you $0. Or you can head over to our Patreon page, patreon.com/gamersledge, where you can get your name on every single show we do for as little as $1 a month. We also have some new features coming to the channel. Tonight, you'll notice we've got our ticker on the left side that shows all the discussion topics. I'm going to have another one for when we're actually playing different games that you can interact with us and muck with our game or make us change games or things of that nature. It'll cost you bits. Bits are really cheap on Twitch. It's like 100 for $1, and it's stuff like that. So anyways, that's coming pretty soon. We're also revamping our schedule. Friday nights will be the next show that we'd have in the queue. Friday nights will be Fun with Friends Fridays. We're resurrecting it. We're going to be doing Jackpot games, Twitch interactive games. Those will start around 7:15 p.m. Pacific time, 9 p.m. Central time, 10:15 p.m. Eastern time. Every Friday. Mondays will be Patreon selection games, so our patrons are going to get first dibs at telling us what they want to see us play. Tuesdays will be alternating. Every other week will be a Mutants and Masterminds tabletop role-playing game. The other off week will be our new wrestling podcast, Wrestling Smart Mark. So we'll be doing that every other week. And then Wednesday's the podcast, just like normal. So that's all the stuff coming up for the show. Eventually I'll build a little nice video bumper showcasing all that good stuff. I've been doing a lot of work on the site this week, so more stuff incoming shortly. That's going to bring us to final thoughts for the week. Keegan, let's start with you. Final thoughts.
I don't really know.
Something you're excited about. Something
I'm excited for the Ultimate Alliance game.
So are you going to be playing online with us? Because we're not going to let your dad play with Dave and I.
Maybe. I don't know. See how heavy my college schedule is and stuff and how much time that takes up.
It comes out in like a week, dude.
Yeah, it comes out like this week.
Oh, well, then I might. I don't know.
Wait.
Depends on the timing and...
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. It comes out Tuesday.
Okay. Yeah.
We'll talk.
Yeah.
And I'm just kidding. We would totally play with you, Matt.
It's okay. I wouldn't play with you.
Oh.
That's not what you said last night.
That was last night. That's, it's been 24 hours.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Let's go to Dave Bach. Final thoughts.
Yes. Final thoughts. I mean, let's not kid anybody. I'm probably getting that damn Switch.
Oh, we thought the lady did protest too much.
Matt, your final thoughts for the week?
I am catching up on comics. I'm still very far behind, but I am catching up. And while Absolute Carnage is on the horizon and is being done by the amazing team that's doing Venom, I am actually most intrigued by something that I totally missed was happening. Greg Pak is taking over Star Wars, the main title, the writing duties.
Interesting.
And I love the crap out of a lot of the stuff that Pak does. So I'm very intrigued with where he's taking Star Wars. The problem is Star Wars is one of the comics I am furthest behind on. So it's going to take me a while to get there. But very, very intrigued to see where that goes. There's a lot of... Marvel's done... I know they've kind of been on a downswing, but they have done a lot of really, really, really smart creator to license connections. Hickman's X-Men launches next week.
Which gets into my final thought, because I got a bone to pick.
And I mean, they Stegman and Cates on Venom and Carnage on Unleashed is just, it's brilliant. I've even come around on Stewart and Otley on Amazing Spider-Man. I was not a fan of their first arc. I really, really, really didn't like it, and I was dreading where they were going with it. But they've come around. That first arc was just weird and awkward, and after that, they've actually really, really tightened it up. I am caught up on Spider-Man, except for Amazing Spider-Man, except for this week's issue. So that's really good. So comics is really kind of on an upswing right now, and they're just doing a lot of really smart stuff with creator and content pairings.
So my final thought, I have a bone to pick with Marvel Comics and the folks that they're allowing to write their X titles currently. Because
they're killing everybody off so that they can do the new thing.
No, listen. So this is a bit of spoiler territory. If you don't want to know the current comic storyline for the X-Men, then just call it good. Yeah, call it good. No, everybody's not dead. They're in a different dimension, being kind of held hostage by Nate Gray. Cyclops, Wolverine, and a few others still exist here. And there are some dangerous ones that are still here. And since the X-Men are not here to stop them, the world passes Anti-Mutant Legislation Act declaring all mutants to be outlaws and bad guys and all that good stuff. And Cyclops is, once again, only making it worse. Because Emma Frost is mentally controlling him to make it worse. And then, finally, at the latest episode of this saga, she uses Cerebro and another mutant that boosts her powers even further to wipe the minds of everyone in the world that mutants exist. Which would be like except the fact that you just passed legislation. And what's legislation written on?
Paper.
So people are going to be like, what's this law? No mutants. What's a mutant? Hello?
Mark.
What?
Not one damn person on this earth actually reads those things. Because if they did, they would see stuff like, oh, wait, Congress can insider trade and it's legal for them. Because they basically can.
Listen, you're talking to somebody who has actually read all of GDPR.
That's great. That's one thing. Nobody reads laws.
GDPR's laws.
It's European law. It's not American law.
Oh my God, it's worse. All
To
right.
Saying.
the first time we would have
Trust
used
me,
psychic
if
ability.
people read American laws, they would be way more mad. But no, let's be mad at an ex-football player and soccer people because, they made sneakers and they're whining about stuff. That's all people get mad at anymore. They don't get mad at laws. So
What
no.
were you saying, Matt?
I was just saying that. I mean, come on, we're talking about the context of X-Men. This isn't the first time somebody would have been made to see something that wasn't there. So
but think about the context of this, right? The X-Men have been established long enough that they're part of school curriculum. There are people who work in the fields, and it's been established in the Marvel Comics universe that people work in mutant studies. That means
all of a sudden,
that,
Oh my God, how boring has comics become? Are you kidding me with this?
this is a horrible, horrible idea, and
it all goes away in 2
It
weeks.
sounds like, wait, if what you just said is true, it sounds like this is just there's been a steady string of horrible ideas. So,
no,
shouldn't be
it's been pretty decent up until this point. I've enjoyed getting back into the Xbox, so I'm excited about the relaunch, but this was a stupid thing, and I don't know what they're going to do to resolve it. We'll see. But that brings us to the end of our show, where we leave you with a sage piece of wisdom to carry you on to the next time we meet. Dave, what's the award for being the best dentist?
A crown?
No, it's a little plaque. Until next time, game on!
Yeah.
Heavy is the head that wears the